Good morning to one and all. Today we are going to see a very important concept in thermodynamics. Before going to the concept, let me explain the principle behind the melting of ice. So now the picture shows a solid ice placed here. Now when this solid ice is exposed to the surroundings, due to the temperature difference between the surroundings and ice, heat starts to flow from the surroundings to the ice, which results in the melting of ice. When the ice starts to melt, actually what happens, the energy is lost by ice in the form of latent heat, and the phase change occurs and ice gets converted into water. The temperature of water initially it will be at higher level, but as ice starts to melt continuously, the temperature of the water comes down. The temperature of the water comes down. So this principle explains a very important concept in thermodynamics, that is Clausius inequality. So what is this Clausius inequality? It states that the change in entropy or a disorder existing in a system cannot be negative. It means that the entropy of a system can be a positive value or it can be zero, but it can never decrease. It can never decrease. That is, it cannot be negative. So when you relate this concept with that of ice cube melting in a glass of water, initially the ice cube has a lower temperature than water. So heat flows from water to the ice cube, causing it to melt. As the ice starts to melt, the water becomes colder, the ice becomes warmer. So until when there is the same temperature, that is when ice is fully converted into water. So during this process of melting, the entropy of the system has increased, which means that the energy has become more spread out and it becomes less organized. So the molecules in the ice cube are more ordered and had less energy, whereas the molecules of water were less ordered and had more energy. So molecules of ice had less energy and it is more in an orderly fashion, whereas compared to that of water, water has uh, less ordered molecules and it had more energy. So as heat flowed from water to ice, the energy becomes more evenly distributed, which leads to increase in entropy, So the Clausius inequality tells that this increase in entropy cannot be reversed. Once the ice has melted and water has reached a thermal equilibrium, you cannot reverse the process. That is, you cannot turn the water back into ice without adding energy from any external source, because the entropy of system has increased and it cannot decrease. It cannot decrease. So in summary, we can say the Clausius inequality is a fundamental concept in thermodynamics that helps us to understand how energy tends to spread out and more disordered over time. So by this example of melting of ice cube, can best understand this concept of principle of Clausius inequality. Thank you.